Congratulations on the purchase of your new OPUS OP4 camper, and welcome to the OP4 handover video. In this video, we'll walk you through the handover process and show you the functions and features of the equipment that is supplied with your OPUS camper. To make the most of your time, it's worth noting questions you may have so that when you visit us on your scheduled handover day, we can answer your queries in detail. We'll start at the front of your OPUS camper and then work through each of the features, such as electrical or plumbing grouped together. If you've opted to have any additional accessories fitted, then the instructions for these may also appear in this video. If not, contact your OPUS dealer for additional instructions. If you see information on accessories that you haven't requested in your initial purchase and you wish to have them added to your camper before collection day, please do not hesitate to contact your OPUS Sales Team member. We hope you're getting excited about taking delivery of your new OPUS camper. But before that day, there are a few things you'll need to consider. Your OPUS camper comes fitted with electric brakes. You'll need to ensure you have a working electronic brake controller installed in your tow vehicle, as most Australian state laws require one for campers or caravans over 750 kilos. All OPUS campers come complete with a 7-pin flat 12-volt lighting plug to operate the brake lights, turn signals, driving lights and the electric brakes. Ensure you have the correct plug installed on your vehicle or a suitable adapter to ensure all lights and brakes are working correctly. Please note, the camper does not charge through the 12-volt lighting plug. You'll need an additional Anderson-style plug and suitable vehicle wiring for this to work. Your OPUS camper is fitted with 2 approved safety chains and D-shackles. These chains must be secured to your vehicle using suitable safety shackles. As many tow bars have different mounting points to suit the shackles, we suggest you bring 2 shackles that you know fit your particular vehicle's tow bar. Depending on the type of vehicle you're using to tow your OPUS camper, you may need to consider using towing mirrors. Most state laws advise that unless your vehicle's factory-fitted mirrors are wider than the caravan camper and provide a clear view along its full length, additional mirrors or mirror extensions will be required. This is because you must be able to see the full length of the caravan or camper at its widest point and a further 20 meters behind it. Have you contacted your OPUS dealer to arrange a collection day and time? Have you arranged insurance for your new OPUS camper? Have you arranged a security system like a hitch lock or wheel clamp? Make sure you have all of the components for towing ready and in your vehicle. Have you selected a safe and secure place to store your OP light after collection day? Standard with every OPUS camper is the Cruisemaster DO35 fully articulating hitch. You'll be supplied with a DO35 hitch mount for your vehicle tow bar on collection day. We'll run through connecting your OPUS camper to your vehicle towards the end of this video. Your OPUS's handbrake lever is located directly behind the hitch point. To activate the handbrake, simply lift the handbrake lever. It will automatically lock into position. Whenever unhitching, always ensure the handbrake lever is firmly lifted to secure your camper trailer. As an additional safety feature, we recommend you use the supplied wheel chocks, which should be placed both sides of one wheel, or in front of or behind of both wheels when parking your OPUS camper. To unlock and release the handbrake, press the button on the end of the lever and lower the handle. Always ensure the handbrake is fully released with the lever in its lower position whenever towing your OPUS camper. Your OPUS's jockey wheel, usually located to the left of the camper drawbar, is a vital tool for hitching, unhitching and levelling your trailer. The jockey wheel should remain attached to your camper at all times, and when travelling, must be in this horizontal position to assure that it doesn't come in contact with the ground, which could result in damage to the unit as well as the trailer. To change the jockey wheel into the extending position, simply pull the side handle out and the jockey wheel will rotate into a vertical position. Ensure the release handle is fully engaged with the pins locking it into position. To raise and lower the jockey wheel, turn this handle. Where you may be on uneven ground or the jockey wheel is quite extended, be careful not to overextend the wheel or damage may occur. If moving the camper whilst using the jockey wheel, it's recommended that the jockey wheel is lowered to reduce the amount of stress on the jockey wheel shaft whilst moving. Your OPUS camper is fitted with 4 stabilizer legs, one located at each corner. These are fitted to assist with keeping your camper stable whilst you use it. To operate the stabilizer legs, start by unlocking them from the travel position. To do this, simply pull the release handle outwards and allow the leg to rotate down. If you're camping on uneven ground and the leg can't be fully lowered into a vertical position, the leg can be locked at an angle to assist stabilization. To extend the legs to support the camper, use the supplied handle to turn the adjustment bolt. To retract the legs, simply reverse the direction of winding. As the legs make contact with the ground, allow an extra half turn of the handle so the stabilizers partially take the weight of the camper. Repeat this process on all 4 stabilizer legs. The stabilizer legs should not be used to fully lift the camper off the ground or as jacks, as they are not rated to lift the weight and damage to the legs and trailer will occur. If you're camping on uneven ground, especially where the camper may be sitting lower on one side, use a levelling or off-road recovery board under one wheel to raise the camper to level. Your OPUS camper is fitted with alloy wheels and robust all-terrain tyres. It's important that you regularly check the pressure of the tyres, including the spare, to ensure correct inflation. We recommend a pressure of 40 psi or 275 kilopascals for highway use. As an initial safety precaution, you'll need to check the wheel nuts are tight after the first 100 kilometers of travel after taking delivery of your new OPUS camper. Whenever tightening wheel nuts, use the cross-tightening method, tightening the opposite wheel nuts and gradually moving around the wheel as shown here. Ensure all wheel nuts are tight, but do not over-tighten the wheel nuts. Ensure you carry the appropriate tools to change a wheel should you encounter a flat tyre, as these are not supplied with your camper. This should include a wheel brace or socket that suits the 21mm wheel nuts and a suitable jack to raise the camper if needing to change a wheel. Caution: you must not use the stabilizing legs to lift or jack up the camper if needing to change a wheel. If you don't have suitable equipment, please speak with our sales team, as we offer a number of optional accessories for jacking up your camper. Though a fridge is not supplied as standard equipment with your OPUS campers, your camper is fitted with a dust-sealed fridge compartment, suitable for most portable 12-volt fridges. Your fridge can be mounted on the fridge slide, which is best suited to top-opening fridges. When mounting your fridge, make sure you secure the fridge to the slide using suitable straps to ensure the fridge doesn't move or bounce around when the camper is being towed. The fridge slide can be released to allow the fridge to slide out by pressing the release latches on each side as shown here. The fridge slide will also lock in the out position to stop the fridge accidentally sliding back in, especially if your camper is not quite sitting level. To release the fridge slide locks, simply press the release buttons located on each side of the slide tray. Always ensure the fridge slide is fully retracted and locked into position before closing the fridge compartment and towing. You can supply power to your fridge using the 12-volt outlets installed in the fridge compartment, which include a car socket outlet and an Anderson plug outlet. If you plan on taking your camper off-road, which we hope you do, then we recommend using the Anderson plug connection, as it provides a more secure plug, reducing the possibility of your fridge becoming unplugged during travel. Your OPUS camper is equipped with the perfect kitchen to prepare meals and carry out regular kitchen duties. To access the kitchen, open the weatherproof hatch at the rear left-hand side of the camper. Then slide the lock release catches into the open or unlock position and slide out the kitchen. Once the kitchen is extended all the way out, lower the stabilizer legs located under the 4-burner stove and secure them in place. Next, lift the lid of the 4-burner stove and open the wind deflectors by lifting them upwards from their securing slot, and rotate each side into position, ensuring the locking pins on the deflectors are located in the relevant holes. Next, lift the dish rack from its travel position over the sink into its function position. Now position the sink tap ready for use. For additional bench space, slide out the extension end of the kitchen unit by pressing the side button on the safety catch. Then slide out the extension as desired. This handy extension assists in regular kitchen duties, but isn't suitable to support heavy items or have anyone lean on it. If you want to have more support under the slide-out extension, use the supplied support leg. Ensure the nylon notched end is in place under the outer edge of the slide-out extension in the center, and release the leg extension by pulling out the thumb lock. Extend the leg to reach the ground, then lock the support leg's length by pressing the thumb lock back in. Under the stove, you'll find a cutlery drawer. To release the drawer, simply pull the drawer catch outwards and the drawer will slide. Always ensure this drawer is fully closed and locked into the closed position whenever packing away the kitchen. Now, you may choose to position the kitchen light in a suitable place. To turn on the kitchen light, simply press the light button on the electrical control panel. If you don't want the kitchen light on, but want other lights on, simply disconnect the kitchen light's 3.5mm plug and reconnect as needed. Grab the gas hose, which is stored in the kitchen cavity beneath the kitchen sink. Remove the dust cover from the gas bayonet and connect the gas hose. To secure the gas hose, you will insert it into the bayonet. Push it in and twist anti-clockwise to lock the connection. You may notice the safety features of this style of connection cause some resistance when connecting the hose. Don't worry, this is normal. Finally, ensure you turn on the gas valve located underneath the kitchen area and behind the gas hose connection point. For the valve to allow gas flow, it will need to be in line with the hose. To turn the valve off, the handle will be at 90 degrees to the hose. Now go back under the sink cavity and grab the kitchen sink drain hose and carefully pull that down. You may choose to have this drain into a bucket or container in order to contain a mess. If staying at a caravan park, consider using a sullage hose connected to the drain hose to send any sink waste directly to a wastewater inlet. If staying in many national parks, no wastewater is permitted to be drained straight onto the ground. Always ensure you think of the environment and use a container that will allow you to take your wastewater home with you. Begin the kitchen pack-up by ensuring the main gas valve is turned to the off position. The gas valve is located underneath the kitchen area and behind the gas hose connection point. To turn the valve off, the handle will need to be at 90 degrees to the hose. Now remove gas hose connections located on the camper underside just under the kitchen area. To release the gas bayonet, turn the connector clockwise until it releases. Due to the safety features of this type of connector, it may require a little force to disconnect. Ensure you replace the dust cap on the gas outlet to avoid dust getting into the connection point. To do this, simply insert the cap into the bayonet and turn to lock into position. Push the gas supply hose and the kitchen drain hose back into the undersink cavity areas. Ensure the hoses are not hanging out in any way, as they may get caught and possibly damaged when sliding the kitchen module back into the camper. Lower the kitchen tap into the travel position and then lower the dish rack into the travel position. Disconnect the kitchen light power lead from the 3.5mm power outlet and feed it back into the kitchen panel. Ensure this is pushed all the way in so the lead doesn't get trapped when closing the kitchen module. Pack away the stove by lifting the wind deflectors and swiveling each into the lid. Ensure you lift up each deflector and place them behind the holding tab to ensure they don't move during travel. Close the lid. Lower the gooseneck light unit and secure it into the travel holder. Pack away the slide-out extension table by removing the support leg. Slide in the extension table, then activate the lock by pressing the black pin upwards until it clicks into the locked position. Ensure you fold down the handle. Lastly, loosen the wing nuts and the kitchen leg support and retract the extension. Rotate the leg extension back under the kitchen module and lock it into position. Make sure the cutlery drawers are locked and all hoses and connections are stowed away properly, so they don't open or become loose during transit and cause the kitchen module to get stuck within its compartment. Now carefully slide the kitchen module back into its storage area, ensuring you push the kitchen module in fully. Lock it into the travel position by releasing the latches so that they move outwards. Close the compartment door and secure the door using the 2 compression locks. Your OPUS OP4 camper is fitted with a fully self-contained water system. Water to the onboard tap is supplied from 2 water tanks fitted under the camper, each of which can be locked. To fill your water tanks, find the locking tank access points located in the right-hand side of the camper. Keys for the caps will be supplied with your camper. The front tank fills from the front filler point, located on the side of the camper in front of the wheel, and the rear tank fills from the rear filler point located behind the wheel. To access each filler point, simply unlock, rotate, and remove the cap. To fill your water tanks, use a food-grade water hose to ensure you don't have any unpleasant tastes and smells with your water. Then, once your water tanks are full, make sure you replace and lock the caps. Your OPUS camper is also fitted with a tank selection valve, which is located underneath your camper just in front of the right side wheel. This valve determines which tank you'll draw water from, and by turning the valve handle towards the rear of the camper, you'll access the rear tank. Moving the valve handle towards the front of the camper will access the front water tank. When deciding which water supply tank to use first, it's recommended that you use the rear tank, as this will ensure the heavier tank, being the front tank with water in it, won't affect the handling of your camper when being towed. Water to your OPUS kitchen tap is provided by an inbuilt pump system. Ensure the main and water switches are turned on in the electrical control panel. To get water flow, simply rotate the tap at the kitchen sink, located just to the right of the spout. You can regulate the flow just like a tap at home, but only cold water is supplied through this tap. Remember, you can keep an eye on your remaining water level in each tank by using the gauges located on the electrical switchboard. Please note, water hoses and sullage drain hoses are not supplied with your OP4 as standard equipment. Please don't hesitate to contact your OPUS dealer to discuss accessories and available options. Your OPUS camper is fitted with an external shower outlet, which is located in a compartment to the rear on the right side of the camper. To access the shower outlet compartment, use the supplied key. Unlock the hatch and lower the door. Located in this compartment is the water supply taps for hot and cold water and the flexible shower hose and head. If you only require cold water, ensure the main and water switches are turned on in the electrical control panel, then turn on the cold tap. the shower system does come with fittings for hot water. Should you wish to utilize hot water for the shower, you'll need to set up and connect a portable hot water system. Please note, your OP4 does not come standard with a portable hot water system. Should you wish to purchase one, please contact your OPUS dealer to discuss this option. On the back of your OP4, you'll find a full-sized spare tyre mounted on a swing-down rack. Should you need to use the spare tyre, you'll need to have the rack positioned in the upright travel position, and you'll need a wheel brace to loosen the nuts and allow the wheel to be removed. Be careful when handling the spare wheel, ideally having someone to assist you to lift and lower the wheel and tyres, as they're heavy when lifting off the rack. You will need to release and lower the spare wheel and rack when setting up the camper tent. To do this, start by releasing the latches holding the wheel rack upright, located either side of the spare wheel. The spare wheel rack is supported by gas struts, so lowering the rack is a simple process and shouldn't require much effort. Assist the rack into its lowest position, ensuring you bend your knees to do so. You may find that until the struts on the rack have been used a few times, you may even have to push the rack down to reach its lowest position. Caution: do not stand or sit on the spare wheel when mounted in any position at any time. Always ensure the spare tyre rack is in the upright travel position when moving your camper, even if it's not hitched to your vehicle. Your OP4 camper has a number of features fitted to the top. You'll notice that there is a roof rack cage, which can be used to transport lighter items such as luggage, bikes, kayaks, etc. The maximum weight limit to be carried on the roof cage is 150 kilos, and it's important you do not overload this rack, as it may result in damage to your camper or may cause your camper to handle poorly when towed. It's also recommended that items are removed from the rack before lifting to set up the camper for inflation. Your OP4 camper has additional storage spaces available in various compartments. To access these areas, simply unlock the door located on the right-hand side of the camper and swing it open. Always ensure any items stored in this compartment are well secured and won't cause damage to your camper or the fridge, which in its stored position uses parts of this compartment. Across the front of your OP4, you'll find a number of features and fittings. There is a stone guard and mud flaps fitted to protect the front of your camper. Behind the stone guard on either side, you will find fuel or water can holders. These are suitable for up to 20-litre containers and are ideal for carrying extra water or fuel. Any fuel must be carried in approved fuel containers. Always ensure anything carried in the holders is well secured and cannot fall out when the camper is being towed. Please note, gas cylinders are not supplied as standard equipment on your OP4 camper. Your OP4 is fitted with a certified gas bottle compartment located in the front centre of your camper. The brackets within this compartment are designed to carry two 4-kilogram gas cylinders. Only gas cylinders can be stored and transported in this compartment, and an airspace must be left around the gas cylinders to allow adequate ventilation. The gas connection hose supplied in your OPUS camper has an LCC27 connection. Only source and connect new gas bottles that have this type of fitting. The supplied hose for your gas bottle attachment must be used, as this will also have a regulator attached, which is mandatory for your OP4 gas system to operate correctly. Simply connect the hose to the gas bottle you wish to use. When that bottle is empty, disconnect the hose and transfer it across to the other bottle. You must always close the valve located on the top of the gas bottle for both gas bottles when travelling, and as an added safety precaution. Only opening the valve to the bottle when you are using it at your destination and when you intend to use a connected gas appliance. This gas compartment is required to have a gas release vent in the bottom, so you may find from time to time that dust will enter the compartment, especially if your adventure takes you along dirt roads, and we hope they do. Gas is a dangerous substance and must be treated with extreme care. Always be gas-wise. To unlock the entry door of your camper, you'll need to use the special door key, which is highlighted here. Lift up the rubber dust caps on each side of the door locks, insert the key, and turn to unlock. The door can then be lowered down. Make sure you support the door as it's lowering to try and avoid damaging the hinges of the door panels, as it could come in contact with something on the ground. As the door panel is being lowered, grab the outer step and also move that in a downward motion to open up the entry steps as shown here. Ensure the entry steps are fully extended before use. When it comes time to pack away the steps, close the panel door. Simply reverse the opening procedure as shown here. Make sure there is no part of the canvas tent trapped in the door closure. Lock the door with a special key and insert the rubber dust caps back on the door locks. Important: this panel door must be closed and locked whenever your OP4 is being moved or towed. You'll notice that all the exterior hatch doors are secured using compression latches. Some doors may have just one latch and some will have two. Each of the compression latches operate in the same way. Unlock the latch using the supplied keys. All latch key locks are keyed alike, and then simply press the round button in the center of the latch. The latch will spring open, allowing you to open the door. You will need to repeat this on the other latch if a door is fitted with two latches. To lock any of the hatches or doors, simply close the door and press the body of the latch inwards until it clicks into the closed position. Use the supplied keys if you wish to lock the latch. The key feature of your OPUS OP4 camper is the inflatable all-season tent that covers and encloses the living quarters. The canvas of this tent has been treated in our factory to ensure a level of waterproofing that will offer comfort and protection for years to come. But as with most canvas products, you'll need to carry out a simple but highly effective seasoning or weathering procedure before your first trip. To do this, make sure you do it on a sunny, warm day with plenty of time to completely dry out before packing the tent away. Once you've selected that day, simply inflate your OPUS tent. Then, using a garden hose, gently wet down the entire exterior area of canvas with cold water. Make sure you get all the canvas areas wet externally, but do not use a high-pressure washer or hot water to carry out this procedure. Now, allow the canvas to dry completely in full sun before packing away. This simple procedure assists the canvas in tightening slightly and closing any gaps within the threads that naturally occur when canvas is manufactured. Important: on any occasion when you are forced to pack up your OPUS tent in the rain and the canvas will be stored wet, ensure you open and inflate the tent again as soon as practical. Ideally, this needs to be done within 24 hours to allow the canvas to completely dry before packing it away. As soon as you set up and enter your OP4, it's a great idea to close the main air beam shutoff valve. This is located internally on the right side of your camper, just inside the door. You'll see a large valve with a green cap. Turn the valve so that the handle of the valve is 90 degrees to the pipe it's attached to, like this. This closes the air beam system and eliminates the possibility of air pressure being lost within the air beams, especially if the camper is set up for long periods of time. Before you're about to pack up your OP4, it's important that you open the valve again, and that's done by simply turning the green valve handle back so that it is in line with the pipe like this. This now opens the air beams and will allow the compressor to inflate the beams during your next setup. The key feature of your OP4 is a series of air beams that hold the canvas tent in place. Each of the air beam sections has an isolation valve, should you need to isolate a beam from the rest of the air beam system. To access these isolation valves, you'll notice a small zipper flap near the intersections of the roof as shown here. These flaps can be unzipped and allow access to the valves. To isolate an air beam, turn the larger diameter cap clockwise until it is tight, just as shown here. The isolation valves won't need regular access unless in the event that you need to repair a beam or if your OP4 gets a leak in one of the bladders. This will allow you to isolate that beam and allow for easier repair or replacement without affecting the air beam system. The air release valves are located on the outside of the canvas, on the right-hand side of your camper, and can be found here, here, and here. These valves are used to release the air from the entire air beam system when you want to pack it up. Each valve is protected by a zip cover, so to access the valve, simply unzip this flap. It is recommended that the valves are left open when your camper is packed away. Each of the air beams consists of an outer canvas casing and an internal bladder beam. Never unzip the outer canvas casing when the air beam system is inflated, as this will cause the bladder to expand greatly and will most likely cause damage to that bladder, voiding any warranties. In the event that you may need to repair or replace an air beam, please see your OPUS dealer customer service team to help guide you through the easy DIY replacement or repair should you require it. All windows on your OP4 have insect screens and PVC weather panels. Each are opened and closed using zips. When unzipping any screen or weather panel, always roll up the loose material and use the supplied retainer straps to secure the rolled material. When using any of the zips, don't force the zips to move with heavy pressure, as this may cause damage to the zip tab and/or the zipper teeth. Take care not to trap any material within the zip when opening or closing. All window zippers should be operated from inside the camper. Every OPUS OP4 is fitted with a second roof layer, which is known as a tropical roof. This additional roof layer is designed to allow airflow between the main roof, over the camper, and the additional layer, which can greatly reduce internal temperatures on sunny days and also provides a second layer for wet weather protection. The tropical roof must remain installed on your camper at all times and will automatically locate itself when setting up the camper and fold up when packing up your OP4. As with any canvas, it's important to clean any debris or bird droppings off the tropical roof periodically to ensure the canvas remains in its best condition. If you do need to remove the tropical roof for any reason, it is attached to the canvas section of the OP4 with 10 click clips. To access the interior of your OP4, follow the setup procedures and set up your camper with the canvas section fully inflated. On entering your OPUS OP4, the lounge will be located to the rear of the camper, on your right, with one large bed behind it. The other large bed is located to your left in the front of the camper. The travel configuration for the lounge will need to be used each time the camper is packed down. Upon arrival at your destination and setup of your OP4, you will rearrange the lounge cushions to create a comfortable dining area or lounging area. If you wish to utilize the lounge area as an additional bed, then you may decide to leave the lounge in the travel configuration. The internal travel layout of your OP4 will look like this. The base of the couch will remain in position, and the back cushions are located on the folding table, side bench, and floor. Remove the folding table to enable more space. Place the two curved corner back cushions at the rear of the seating area. Then place the rear back cushion in between the two corner cushions. Now place the two side back cushions on either side of the camper. If you're having trouble determining which are the side cushions, an easy way to identify them is by checking if one side of the cushion is without Velcro. Once all cushions are in place, push down on them so they slot in firmly behind the base cushions. If using the folding table, unfold and extend the legs. Otherwise, remove the folding table to enable more space. Follow the previous instruction to set up the lounge area. Bring in the supplied table, release the legs, setting the table to its highest position, and place the table in the center of the seating area. It is now set for dining. The table is also perfect for outside dining by simply taking it outside the camper, if it is not being used as the extra bed base or for internal dining. Your OP4 camper is supplied with LED lighting strips for use inside your camper. If your lighting hasn't been installed, it's very easy to do so. Start by locating the clear PVC sleeve in the center of the roof, running front to rear along the central beam. Unzip and place the supplied LED lighting into this sleeve, with the LED side of the strip facing down, and re-zip the sleeve closed with the LED strip now secure. Make sure you place the cable to power the lighting at the correct end of the track. Plug the lighting into the supplied lights power outlet. Switching to turn these lights on and off is done via the supplied knob that is attached to the power cable. Simply turn the knob to turn off the lights. Rotating the knob once the lights are on will dim or brighten the lighting. You will need to ensure you have the main power switch and the light switch turned on at the main electrical control panel. Your OP4 provides internal storage under the lounge seating and in the side cupboards. Access to these storage areas is done by removing the lounge cushions and through the tops of the cupboards. Simply lift the top hinged panels to access. Your OP4 has a front-mounted bed. You may choose to make up this bed with bedding and use the supplied straps to hold that bedding in place when the OP4 is packed away. You will need to remove any pillows or loose items from the bed when folding over and packing down the camper. If you find that you've folded out the front bed and inflated your OP4 and you need to access the gas compartment, you can carefully unclip the bed base, allowing it to partially move up. This should allow you to access the open gas bottle compartment and turn on the gas supply. Your OP4 also has a rear-mounted bed. You may choose to make up this bed with bedding and use the supplied straps to hold that bedding in place when the camper is packed away. The rear bed is smaller than the front bed if the lounge is left in its normal dining or travel configurations. If you wish to create a much larger rear bed, you can reconfigure the lounge by using the bed extensions. This will need to be returned to the regular configuration when packing up, and you will need to remove any pillows or loose items from the bed when folding over and packing down the camper. Your OP4 is fitted with an approved fire extinguisher. Familiarize yourself with the operation of the extinguisher and make sure you periodically check that it's charged and ready for use at all times. Important: do not block access to the fire extinguisher, and make sure that it will not be damaged if storing any luggage or equipment in your OP4 whilst traveling. Start by ensuring you've wound up all the stabilizing legs and place them into the travel position. Using the jockey wheel, adjust the front of your camper to a level that you feel will be close but slightly higher than the height of your vehicle's tow bar. Do not attempt to do this unless your camper is positioned on flat, even ground and it's safe to do so. If you decide to manually move your camper, use extreme care, as this may require you to release the handbrake and remove the wheel chocks. This may cause your camper to move or roll and can result in personal injury and/or damage to your vehicle or surrounding equipment. Now, carefully reverse your vehicle as close to the hitch point as you can. Always check your surroundings when reversing your vehicle towards your camper and ensure people, especially children, animals or camping equipment, are not in your intended path of travel. Make sure your vehicle is in park and the vehicle's parking brake is firmly applied. Wind the jockey wheel down to allow the DO35 receiver to attach to the pin securely. You should now see the head of the hitch pin has come through the receiver. Press the red button on receiver and you should see the locking plate move forward and you'll hear a distinct click. If the locking plate does not move or you don't hear a click, it may mean that the hitch is not connected securely. Wind up the front of your OP4 and repeat this process until you are sure the hitch is connected securely. The safest time to release your camper's handbrake and remove wheel chocks is only after it is securely connected to your vehicle. Continue to lower your camper until all weight is taken off the jockey wheel. Fully wind up the jockey wheel, pull the locking handle, and rotate the jockey wheel into its travel position. Ensure the safety pin has been locked into position, which won't allow the jockey wheel to drop accidentally. Important: you must only ever tow your camper with the jockey wheel in the travel position, even over short distances. Sort out your 12-volt electrical connection leads and start by plugging in the black 12-volt lighting and electric brake plug. Ensure your plug is fully inserted, but never use excessive force when plugging in, as this may cause damage to the plug electrical pins. If your vehicle has been wired with an Anderson plug to charge your camper's battery, insert the grey plug into that outlet. Always ensure all of your 12-volt electrical leads are not going to touch and drag along the ground when travelling. Leave some slack in the leads to allow for your vehicle and camper turning without pulling or damaging the plugs. Now attach the safety chains from your camper to your vehicle's tow bar using weight-rated D-shackles or safety hooks. 2 chains must be used and they must each be attached to a different point on your tow bar. Ensure the chains are a suitable length as to not drag on the ground, and always attach the chains in a crisscross pattern. Place the right side chain to your vehicle's left side attachment point and the left chain to your vehicle's right side attachment point. In the unlikely event that your camper may become detached from your vehicle, this method will cradle the camper and it should stop the front of the drawbar from hitting the ground. When tightening the pin on each D-shackle, screw the pin in completely and then turn it back a quarter of a turn. This can assist in the shackle pins not over-tightening as you drive, making them easier to release at your destination. Do not leave shackle pins loose when travelling. If your OPUS caravan has been fitted with a breakaway brake system, attach the cable end to your vehicle. It's important to attach the cable directly to a secure point on the tow vehicle and not on the tow bar. This is to ensure that the system will work in the rare case of the tow bar itself becoming detached from the vehicle. The system is designed to pull a pin out of the control device, which automatically applies the camper brakes, bringing the entire vehicle to a stop. The cable for this system should be short enough that it will operate even if just the hitch fails and the chains keep the camper attached to your vehicle. Under no circumstances must this pin be pulled out of the control device at any time. This safety system relies on the battery of your OPUS camper, so always ensure you keep your camper battery partially charged. Finally, place the weather caps on the DO35 hitch. It will be attached to a spring cable, and this cable should be located towards the OP4 end of the hitch. The cap is also marked with the word front on it for easy locating. The cap should fit securely over the hitch and lock into place with a clip. Important: If the cap will not sit on the hitch securely, it may mean that the hitch is not seated correctly, or the red button has not been pressed to release the locking plate. Your OP4 should now be safely and securely attached to your vehicle. Double check that the handbrake has been released if safe to do so. Once you reach your destination, start by ensuring the area you wish to park your camper is free from any debris and anything that may cause damage. It's also worth finding the most level position to park your camper. If you are going to reverse into your selected position, always check your surroundings when reversing your vehicle and ensure people, especially children, animals or camping equipment, are not in your intended path of travel. Once your camper is in position, ensure your vehicle is in park and you firmly apply your parking brake. Before unhitching your camper, now is a great time to ensure it's level from side to side. If you feel you should raise one side of your camper, use your vehicle while it's still attached to push it up onto a leveling ramp or onto a recovery board. Remember, you can use the jockey wheel to level your camper from front to rear once it's detached from your vehicle. Having your camper level in all directions will allow for better sleep on a level bed and will also allow for more enjoyable usability overall. Start by applying the handbrake and use the supplied wheel chocks as a safety backup to avoid your camper moving whilst using it or storing it. Pull the release handle on the jockey wheel and rotate the jockey wheel into the vertical position. Always make sure the locking pins have engaged to keep the jockey wheel in position before use. At this stage, disconnect the Anderson-style plug, unplug the 12-volt lighting and braking plug, and unhook the breakaway cable if fitted to your camper. Place all of the connections in a safe place off the ground to avoid any damage. Now, remove the weather cover from the DO35 hitch and place it to the side of the hitch. Press and hold the red button and push the locking plate of the DO35 back on the hitch. Push the plate far enough back, then release the red pin. This will lock the plate into the open position. This should now release the hitch and will allow you to start winding up the jockey wheel. While winding the jockey wheel up, always consider that the camper may move slightly as it detaches from the hitch, and be sure to keep your feet away from the jockey wheel and make sure that your hands are not anywhere that they may be trapped should the camper move even slightly. It is unlikely that the DO35 won't easily detach, but if you find the DO35 hitch is not detaching and it appears jammed, it may be worth raising or lowering the jockey wheel slightly to release any weight pulling up or down that may be causing the jam. Always use extreme caution if doing this, and keep your hands and fingers away from the hitch whilst adjusting the height of the jockey wheel. Try differing heights and only attempt to release the locking plate whilst not winding the jockey wheel up or down. Once your camper is safely unhitched from your vehicle and secured from rolling in any direction, disconnect the safety chains and store them on the provided hooks on your camper's drawbar. You can now begin the setup procedure. To get the very best experiences out of your OPUS OP4, you are required to carry out regular checks and maintenance to ensure continuing fun adventures, and that your OP4 will always be safe and ready to use. Here are some things to consider. Check your DO35 hitch and safety chains before and after to ensure they're in good working condition. Check the brakes and external lights are working before any trip. Have your OP4 serviced at least annually by a certified OPUS dealer or qualified mechanic to ensure wheels, bearings, tyres and suspension and all other components are in good condition. Check tyres have a tread depth of 1.6 mm or more. Regularly lubricate moving parts throughout your OP4. Make sure no one travels inside your OP4 when it's being towed. Do not tow anything behind your OP4. Don't overload your OP4 beyond its maximum weight capacity. Check state or territory laws if travelling interstate. Always keep the road registration up to date.